Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1. Have I already lost the fucking connection? Testing 1, 2, 3. Corey Lee's in the house. Cheers, Corey. I believe the sound connection is working, and I think we can start this party. I believe we are ready. All right. So let's get the party started. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it's that time. I'm in a little bit different position right now. Something you don't. I'm a spot where I'm not normally seated, because instead of doing work over there, we're doing work over here. Specifically, right there. That space right there, where the bathroom is going to be located, is where I'm going to be doing the work. Sorry, Corey. It does have a catchy little tune to it, doesn't it? A little catchy catchiness. But we are, when I wear my hat, I am always the boss. But today I get to wear this one, which makes me El Jefe. El Jefe. Today I get to be El Jefe, and we're gonna walk over there and let me show you what we got. I've got tools and all kinds of shit. We're gonna do real work. So let's go to live wall real quick. Okay. Put on my tool belt, which is not yet full. It will be in a minute. Need to hang it below my microphone. In full costume, right? My El Jefe costume. Make sure it's underneath the microphone so I don't screw up my sound. Too late. Already screwed up my sound. But this is where I'm going to keep... Actually, fuck that. I don't need to keep my screws in there. All right, so here we've got the wall that I'm going to be building in right here. It is 8 feet deep. This way it's 8 feet. This way it is 7 feet 3 inches. And we have to be 5 inches away from the back wall here. So our back wall is going to be right here at 5 inches away from the wall. These two are going to be 8 feet. Or, 8 feet long. It's going to come out to right here. Have a door that's going in right here, which is 32 inches. A 32-inch opening for the door. But right now, I don't have the door actually bought. The door is going to be a curtain, because I just need to get this thing operational. I just need to have it operational. So all we need to do, it is an olive drab kilt. That is correct. It's hot in here, and I don't have any shorts, so I get pants, or I don't have any. I don't want to wear pants because it's gonna be hot. I'm not gonna keep that on either because that's just for show. It's a working hard hat, but I don't need it. I bought that back when I worked at heavy equipment, and I've used it like 3 times. So this is where we're going to stage it, right down here. I'm going to stage the walls right down here. I need to bring up the plans that I've got so I can make sure that I am following my various specs. And then we're going to get cracking. We're going to get crack-a-lacking. I'm going to go ahead and move that chair, I think, I don't really need it to be there, so I'm going to move that chair out of the way. And then that's everything that I got to move. That's all we need. I don't think it's olive drab. I think it's more just plain old brown. It's not a khaki brown, but it's a brown. I guess I can move these two, just in case I need the space. Actual hubcaps from my old car. Or old hubcaps. Old hubcaps from my car. My next set of tires, I think I had 4 hubcaps, or wheels. They're not hubcaps, they're wheels. I hit something in the road, cracked one of them. So I had a choice of either replacing one wheel rim for $1,500, I think it was, or getting 4 sets of tires, or a set of 4 tires and 4 new wheels for $1,000. And in order to save $500, I did what any sensible person would do. Okay. And now on with the party. So first things first is I'm going to set up this back wall here. I'm going to set this up here. So this is the toilet. This is the sink. And all I need to do is have it framed. I'm not going to drywall it in. I'm just going to frame it for now. So first things first, I need gloves because I've already cut my hands twice working with this shit. Already have 2 slices on my left hand, right hand rather, dealing with this. Can you see that? Look at that. That was yesterday, just loading this shit in and out like an idiot. All right. And also, a reminder, I am not what anybody would call a professional doer of these things. I do not know at all what it is that I'm doing. But I do know the size of the thing that I need to have. That much I know. And I'm also not going to anchor it in by drilling into the concrete, with the bolts. Instead, I'm just going to use liquid nails and seal it to the concrete. So that's the current operating plan, is that we set it up that way, seal it into the concrete that way. Now this needs to be 7 feet, 3 inches long. So I need to get my tin snips. I need to get this picture-in-picture out of the way. Whoops. Come on, anchor back where it belongs. Go back to that picture there. Anchor. What is going on? Something is happening. Don't know what exactly. Dock. Lock the docks back in. Ah, shit. There it is. Okay, my chat dock is back. Good. Okay, close that window. All right, so my bathroom door, once again, to number 2. And my number 2 door, get it? Because it's the bathroom. It's a number 2. I need to make sure, well, I don't need to worry about that dimension right now. I need to worry about all the other dimensions. So I'm going to worry about those. I'm going to worry about all those other dimensions. And this dimension is 7 feet 3 inches from over here to over here. So, first things first, measure this out. 7 feet 3 inches. Now, this is a 10-foot track, and I didn't need 10 feet worth of track, but they didn't have 8-foot tracks. So, I got 10 feet worth of track. That's how it goes. I got my pin. All right. I got my snips. Yep. I got my 7. I dropped my microphone. Perfect. There we go. 7 feet 3 inches is right here. Seven feet 3 inches. Right there. Now here's a dirty little secret that I'm willing to share that nobody really needs to know. This doesn't have to be perfectly 7 feet 3 inches. Old Humble guy, what do you mean it doesn't have to be perfect? It doesn't have to be perfectly 7 foot 3 inches. Because I'm going to cut tabs on this, and it will fit underneath. The tabs will fit underneath underneath the wall. Uh-huh. And now, a good professional, someone who knows what they're doing, would probably have some kind of saw for this sort of thing. But as I mentioned, I am not one of those. I am not a professional doer of these things. I am what's known as a dum-dum trying to figure this crap out. So I think what I need to do to cut this open like so, and then I can just kind of fold it like that, and then get on in there with this. And cut it like that. That should accomplish that which I'm setting out to do. But again, it would probably be easier if I had a miter saw or something. That's not a square cut at all, but that's fine. You go over there. Come here. There's a razor sharp. All right. Flatten that out. That'll be fine. Now I need 5 feet or 5 inch, 5 3/4 inches from the end for the next track. Now the top track has to be the same length. Because it's going to go, again, across the top. So I'm going to have this across the top and a little tab. It's going to like sit on top. This will be open. It is raining like a motherfucker out there. Oh, it's beautiful. This is nice mist falling past my door. Looks gorgeous. So I need to cut this the same length. You like that? Or at least close to the same length. So as a person who vaguely knows how to do things, I'll flip this over on top of that, square it up at the end over there. Make sure it's good. Draw my line. Draw my other line. There we go. And now we're at it. Let's go. Do a little snip here. There's this. Now, if I make a mistake on this, it is a $26 mistake. Because that's how much these. Well, that's not a square cut at all. That's okay though. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can trim it later. There we go. And there we go. Two sections that are roughly the same size, top and bottom, that are almost even square. Good enough for government work. All right, now I need to cut a tab that is the same width as one of these tracks. There it is. So we'll cut one right here and right here. Now what that'll do is allow this, when I open it up, and get a pair of pliers over here too. And cheers to chat. I'm not monitoring it closely right now, or at all, but I will be in just a moment. Get my pliers and fold that down. These will do. And not that one, not that one, not that one. Surely I have a hammer around here somewhere. Surely, governor. Got a proper hammer. Hammer. Oh, I barely even know it. All right, that's enough of that shit. Let's never mention that again. All right. Take it, fold it down. So this tab will just rest on top of the wall or on the floor, whichever direction I put it in. So the other wall will rest right on top. That's where it's going to go. That's how it's going to be. One wall will be right here. This will be the back wall. This will be the side. Well, this isn't going to be the sidewall, but the sidewall will sit down right there. And now for the other one. I've been told that's the best way to do it. When you're merging up walls like this. Because, I mean, I'm going to have a stud on either side, here and here, on this wall. And then I'll have a stud for the other wall right here. One by the wall, one right next to it, and then the rest of the way out. I may need to... I think I need to buy 2 extra studs in order to make that happen. But that's okay. If I don't get it all done today, I'll have it mostly done today. Look at that. I just fucking cut my glove wide open. And this may be entirely wrong. Like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I got bad advice. But wouldn't be the first time the internet was wrong about something, right? Maybe it would be the first time the internet was wrong about something. Has the internet ever been wrong? All right, that's one. Let's go 2. Ah. Keep drawing on the floor over here. All right. So yeah, those tabs may end up going away entirely at some point. Sun is shining. There ain't no clouds. All right. Thursday or Wednesday show. Got a fun topic for the show Wednesday. The promise of AI and automated cars. That's going to be a fun one. This is something that comes up in our house periodically. My kids are both into robotics. My older one's into virtual VR stuff. So 16 inches apart for the studs. Each stud 16 inches. I got one on either side. We have them faced out like so. And then on the inside, we'll have them all going in the same direction. But we'll start them on the outside facing the same direction. Or facing opposite directions. Is that how I should do it? No, actually, I think I'm supposed to do it so that they're all facing the same direction. Now, this wall is an important wall, because if I don't get this wall done, framed up properly, then the guy doing my plumbing can't come in and do my plumbing. He said, I need that wall done, and then I can come do the pipes and plumbing and all the stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, well, hell, I can get that wall done. Vanessa Kitty's in the house. Cheers, Vanessa. Jigs is in the house. Welcome, Jigs. Yeah, no, I'm not using the little bullets. I'm not anchoring them into the floor with those. I'm using liquid nails. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab an extension cord, and bring the phone closer to where I'm working, so I can watch y'all. So I can watch chat and chat with y'all. And kind of see what y'all are talking about as I chat. But see, my phone, I don't keep my phone on the charger at night anymore. I should. That's good practice, but I don't because I'm lazy. My phone charger's in the other room, and I don't want to. The only reason I don't do it is because I don't want to do it. That's it. That's a terrible reason to not do something. I mean, it's a good reason, but it's, also a terrible reason. Needless to say, my phone, by the time I get in here, is not fully charged anymore. And if I'm going to leave it on watching YouTube live, it needs to be on a charger. Otherwise, I lose power to my phone. That's generally bad. All right. So I got Vanessa Kitty in the house, Mr. Jigs in the house. I actually don't think I have any duct tape in the distillery at all. You should totally send your older brother my way to help out. That'd be fine. I could always use an extra couple of hands. The problem with something like this is it doesn't feel like it's a three-man job, you know? It doesn't feel like it's a two-person job even. It barely feels like it's a one-man job. I mean, obviously it has to be done. It has to be done, right? But I need a piece of wood. Wood. I need a couple of 2x4s to put underneath this to shore it up. And then I should be, actually I probably only need one 2x4 to shore this up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get one 2x4 to shore it up. It stopped raining. It's so beautiful outside. Birds are chirping now. It's such a delightful day. All right. Prop that up there. I do need a second 2x4 on that end. God damn it. Once again, very amateur doer of these sorts of things. But it should also go to show to go. It should also go to show you, you don't have to know what you're doing. This is the lesson that I tell kids all the time. Like, grown-ups don't know what we're doing. We rarely do. And I'm even remiss to call myself a grown-up, you know? Like I'm an adult, legally. I'm over 21, which makes me an adult. But like, it is really hard for me to, motherfucker, it's really hard for me to accept that term, grown up. You know, because I mean, that just assumes that the process is over. That you have grown up. You are grown up. And there's nothing else to do. You know? My knife's over here. Sorry, I got to walk past the camera real quick. So I'm really hesitant to use that term. I'm an adult. That's for certain. Because the law says I'm an adult. My hand hurts because I cut it. But you know, I mean, you know, I got bills to pay and all that shit. I'm an adult. I'm a fucking grown adult. That does not mean you gotta just assume that you're done growing and be grown up. Finished process. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna frame all the walls. Anyway, what I was saying is we don't know what we're doing most of the time. You know? This notion that adults know what we're doing, grown-ups know what we're doing, that is absolute horse shit. Most of the time, we are 100% faking this shit. You know, we've never been a parent of a 17-year-old before. Never been a... There we go. There's the one. I just need to anchor it with 2. And that'll be good and set. This motherfucker. So that'll set the wall. Bottom corner here. There. So that'll set the bottom corner. I can make sure that's square before I put the tops on, or before I put the rest of everything else on. I'm gonna measure out 16 inches from one side. It's 7 feet 3 inches from that end over there to this end over here. So no, that's not true. It's 7 feet from tab to tab. There's a wall that goes there. So this is a little bit less than 7 feet. Just because you're fully grown doesn't make you a man. I'm not even going with that kind of. I'm not even going with the terminology of man. You know, I'm just going with the simple grown up. Just like, where the fuck did I do with my tape measure? Guys, I was using it right here. What did I do with it? There it is. of all the, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, everything's fine. All right. Move this one over here. Do the same thing on this side. Give me a, and I've got to flip it over and do everything twice. So I'm going to have to put the screws on the other side too. That's fine. That's what they're here for. Come on. Move over. And these are self-tapping half-inch screws, I believe. There we go. There's the one. And this bit keeps popping out of my chock, which annoys me to no end. But that's fine as well. That's not. That's annoying as hell. Well, I got a hole on the outside, just not on the inside. That's what she said. What? Old Humble guy, you dirty. There we go. Y'all getting hit with the boom, boom. All right. So our edges are anchored. Have to anchor the top as well. And then mark 16 inches for the center line for each additional stud. Uh-huh. $16 inches for each additional center line. Now, whoops. That was done cool. A little poltergeist there just sends chilly. Tool belt needed. Yeah, I should probably go get my tool belt. You're right. All right. I'll have everything I need right at my fingertips. Take this off, put this on. And then there we go. Microphone connects to the tool belt. Yeah, that was a lot of noise. Sorry about that. We get everything goes where it belongs now. I'll just put that there for now. This can go here, although I don't think I'm going to need the hammer anymore. But I do need this. And you can stay up here. All right, 16 inches. Now that one, boom. 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 64. Boom. And, oh, 80 would be right there. So it's perfect. We're right about. You just have one short spot for a stud right there. All right. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more studs to drop in here. And I have one more wall that's identical to this one that I have to build in the back. But instead of putting doing, but I think I'm going to do it the exact same way. I'm going to have the tabs out so that it'll anchor into this wall, and I can have my studs on at the very end because it's a 96-inch wall. So that'll put my studs at the very end every 16 inches, and studs at inside here every 16 inches. And I think that'll give me, I think that gives me 2 extra studs. Because I think I bought 28 studs. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bought 7 per wall. So if I don't need, I only need 6 for the front and back, that's going to give me 2 extra studs, which means I should be able to put an extra stud on the front and back wall to anchor my wall to it. I don't know if y'all saw, but Joey over on Square Tables had a great interview this afternoon. The baseball player. It was fun to watch. I'm a big baseball fan, so you know, I'll watch people talk about anything baseball related content. I'm in. All right, that's it. Now it's time to set these damn things in their spot. I wonder if this bit will hold better than this bit. Yeah, nice. Okay. So how you know you're getting old is when you look at what you need to do and you think about whether or not you have to actually kneel down to do it. No problem. No problem. Oh, and to answer your question from before, this is a Utilikilt. It's not from the actual company. It's a similar product to the Utilikilt from a company that does pretty much the same work. But it does indeed have pockets that I can hold all kinds of shit in it. In fact, these pockets hold an entire bottle of my whiskey. And I'm putting 2 screws in every stud down here. One on either side of the center line, which should hold it nice and solid, but not so solid that I can't adjust it for plumb when I need to. Zip, zap, zoom. But seems to be doing just nicely right now. And we're done. Last one. Now I'm going to have to put screws on the other side. So once I'm done with this, once I'm done with the top, I lift it up, flip it over, and do it all over again. which feels like a Belle Biv DeVoe song. Lift it, smack it, rub it down. The 90s was a strange time, kids. That girl is poison. Come on. All right. Now we go to the other side. I still have this gnawing fear that I'm going to set everything up and it's just going to be wrong. It's just going to be completely fucking wrong. I'm going to have to tear it down and redo it. But we don't have to worry about that right now. You know what? You know what? Replacement thighs look like they have black. Keep getting bruises on your shin. They won't go away. Age is a motherfucker. Let's bring you over here. Get the camera. Top of the wall. So again, these are 10-foot walls. My belt is sagging my pants down. These are 10-foot walls, 10 foot high. Once this is done, I'll just prop it up against the wall over there, then do the next one, prop it up against that one. Then I got 2 more to go. All right. Start with this one right here. The 80s was a good time to be a kid. I mean, it was weird too, but you know, just the 90s in general. The 90s was a great decade. And I know everybody thinks that their youth was the best decade. I mean, I was young in the 80s. The 90s is when I became an adult. That's when I turned 18. Over here. That's when I turned 18 in the middle part of the 90s. I mean, I would make the argument, and you know, history isn't written yet, obviously. We're still writing it. But if I had to make an argument right now, we have not had a decade that has surpassed the 90s. Culturally, politically, or economically. I would argue that so far, the last great decade was the 90s. That's not to say that we won't get one in the near future. I mean, it could be the 2020s, it could be the 2030s, but I don't think the 20-teens surpassed the 1990s. And that's not saying any decade before the 90s was greater than the 90s. I'm just saying the last great decade. You know, the 70s were a hell of a decade. The 60s were a hell of a decade. The 80s were a hell of a decade. They were all remarkable in and of themselves. In and of themselves. And every decade has been remarkable in and of itself. But economically, culturally, socially, I mean, can we really stack up against the 1990s? I mean, and I'm not saying policy-wise the 90s was great politically. I'm just saying that in the 1990s, we had decent politics, you know. And again, not saying policy-wise, because as time marches on, you can look back at the policies with 2020 eyesight and debate whether they were good or bad. Where'd my pen go? Did I put it in my pocket? I have a pencil. What did I do with my marker? Did y'all see what I did with my marker? But you know, the 1990s, we had the internet was revolutionary. Oh, here it is. The internet revolution was happening. The way we were going to consume data was changing. Like, it was all around a revolutionary decade. More so than the 80s, I'd even argue. I mean, the 80s brought us all kinds of stuff, but the 90s brought us the technological revolution, broadband, or at least the promise of broadband. And it was so fast that companies were having a hard time controlling it. You know, I mean, the data revolution that we're experiencing now was born in the 1990s. Everything that we have right now, you know, personal music devices, streaming music, all that stuff, all of that was born in the 1990s. It almost took down the entire music industry. And again, that's not to say we won't have another great, culturally rich decade, blah, 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 whatever. That's just saying. The last one that we had, like, nothing is measured up to it. You know, the consolidation of the music industry since then has led to a homogenization of music. The last time we had, you know, regional musical variations was the 1990s. You know, iHeartRadio and all those guys swallowed up the music industry. There's no such thing as regional local music anymore. It's all national local music. Every single city has Eagle FM and The Box and New Country and all the prepackaged national media sound. Unless it's NPR, some kind of public radio station that doesn't play all that shit. And nobody listens to that. Don't lie. We like to say we listen to indie music. We don't listen to indie music. Who's playing at your distillery? Oh, this local indie artist. Never mind. All right. Anybody I've heard of? I don't know. Do you listen to good music or do you listen to shit on the radio? Because you may never have heard of them, but that doesn't mean it's good or bad. It means you hadn't heard of them yet. Now these are flat-headed screws, but they protrude just a little bit. That protrusion should let my it shouldn't be a problem with my whiteboard or plasterboard when we put it on there. Shouldn't be a problem. All that stuff, you know, it should rest on top of it and be relatively smooth going all the way up. I've got 10 feet, which would be it's 8 feet by 10 feet, so that should be 2 boards on their end pointed up to fill this out. Although I don't think that's going to be best practice. I think I need to lay it flat, do three flights. I don't know. Deal with that when we come to it. Okay, now it's time to flip this up and over. Flip it up and do the screws on the other side. And I don't think this counts as nostalgia, you know, when you talk about the 90s, because we're talking about what I'm talking about is like actual music, the actual layout of the way radio stations function, the way they worked back then, the way they work now. Can I fit through here? Woo, looky there. I'm not so fat. You know, the way musicians worked then versus the way they work now, the way you have to self-promote then versus the way you self-promote now, the chances of breaking through to the mainstream then versus now. And that's just music. You know, I'm not talking about what music is better now than then. Although, arguably, the consolidation of music in the late 90s led to a serious collapse in the quality of music that we get. This disgusting homogenization of regional variants of music into this standardized mush of a national sound, so that everybody sounds like Taylor Swift, God bless her name. Everybody sounds like auto-tune tripe. Make sure I'm doing proper 16 inches and I don't get twisted on any of these guys. Measure twice, cut once, right, kids? Ha 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 ha. See here, what? Slowly, don't fall. Slowly, slowly. I need you, baby. And if it's quite alright, I want you, baby. Alright, well, looks like we're good as far as the center lines go on 16, 32. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, financially, we're probably financially better off today than we've ever been. As a nation. I don't know about individually. Individually, I think that arguments can be made both ways. You know, with the wealth gap and challenges to developing wealth and growing wealth and all the stuff that the generational challenges that we're facing. But culturally, politically, I mean, I think the 90s counts as probably and again, with politics, you can, like, the policies were good and or bad, depending on which side of the fence you sit on. Some were good, some were bad, some were better than others. You know, we were well intentioned, I think, in the center right climate of the time. Everybody rushed to the middle, said they would do things, didn't really do them. We all agreed. That's what the game was supposed to be. Politicians say they'd do things and they just wouldn't. But they governed. They did things that kept the world running properly. We had budgets. We had, votes. We had compromises. We had agreements, disagreements. But for the most part, there wasn't this absolutist carnage. For the most part. But at some point everything changed. And now we have absolutist carnage. You're either for us or against us. Everything's black and white again. And I don't know if that's if we go in waves like that. I haven't lived long enough to know if it'll ever revert back. I'd like to hope it would at some point. Some kind of governance ethos would take root again, and people will be like, you know what? Let's at least get shit done, even if it's not perfect. We can debate perfect later, but in the meantime, we get shit done today, right? All right, go back over there with you. Is that where we need to be? Yeah, that's where we need to be. I know I could put these in a pouch. In fact, I probably will put these in the pouch, so I don't have to keep carrying them around. Whoop. And the clasp keeps popping. I don't know. I just remember the 90s had a lot of, like, promise. There's so much potential in them. And then there wasn't. But at least I know it failed me in a society that vilifies me for nothing to do with. I'm voting on going back to the caves. back, had to switch phones. Premise or pretense? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, champ. All right, I'm gonna get myself some water. My ice machine is full of ices. But yeah, I mean, I just remember the 1990s, and maybe it's because I was just. I remember the 1990s being like legit, like, you know, full of promise. We had balanced budgets. We were trying to take advantage of the peace dividend of the end of the Cold War, you know, New World Order, all that. Explosions of technology, opening up the stock market, everybody was able to invest. Retail brokers, mom and pop investors, you know, all that shit. It was a different, it really was. It was a different time. And I don't want to say, well, I'm making the argument that the 1990s was the last great decade. So I am saying that it was actually better than anything we faced before or since. Well, maybe not before. Not before. You know, because we had good decades before that. Super decades before that even. Pens over here. And maybe it is a little bit nostalgia. Maybe it is. I need to make sure I'm measuring from the right spot when I measure my center line for the studs. Because if I started from that wall and went this way, it's going to be different going from this wall to this way. But only a little bit, because this isn't a perfect 64 or 80 inches, whatever. Like this one's off by, looks like 5/8, 4/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. You know, from the center line. So it's not. Get me being all proper with my tools. My drill's back up here, and shit. Hey, sunflowers, welcome to the party. I'm talking about the 1990s, and I don't know why I was thinking about this, but you know, I'm playing around with this thesis in my head that like everything got screwed up when we started actually doing what we said we would do. You know, like we have our ideas and our ideals, right? We don't follow through with our ideals all the time. Like, you know, we're not, for example, life would be easier if we lived in a cave. But we don't really want to go live in a cave, right, Corey? I mean, it's a funny idea. But if given the choice, like, you'd still pick your house. Like kidding aside. You know, if given a choice, you know, I think about that too sometimes. Like, would I abandon everything and go live a little house lifestyle? Like the idyllic little house lifestyle, off grid, you know, give up everything. my retirement plan is the land, that sort of thing. Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't. That'd be crazy. I wouldn't do that. If push came to shove, I'd probably puss out. That's how most people are. We wouldn't do it, not in real life. We'd think about it. We'd say, yeah, you know, God, that'd be kind of cool. You know, if it's one of those deals where you get $1 million if you live in this house for 3 months, like shit, I could do that in a heartbeat. You can endure 3 months of anything, usually. Usually. But yeah, when push comes to shove, like we're not gonna do what we say. We don't really live 100% by our ideals. You know, even anti-abortion people, they're against abortion until their girlfriend gets pregnant. Then it's like, ah, shit. What are our options? I mean, I wouldn't kill anybody, but man, you know, push came to shove, would I? Maybe. I don't know. If I had to, maybe. But then, we had some terrorists going do what it was they said they were going to do. Well, we're going to take it to America. We're going to fucking blow up a building. Well, they did. That happened in 2001. And then we had some politicians who were like, you know what? We don't like we're tough, but I don't think we'd really torture people, would we? And they were like, yeah, we would. And so they did. Or at least they ordered it. And then they were like, well, we're not really going to support dictatorial regimes just because it's politically expedient like we did all through the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, are we? And they were like, nope, we're going to start overthrowing these guys. That's how they did. And then it was like, you know, the Democrats were like, yeah, we could maybe elect a woman one day. Maybe even a black guy. And everybody's like, nah, they'll never do that. And then they did it. In fact, they arranged an election so that their only two choices were a woman or a black guy. And the other guys were like, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to be all like, more us. You know, boil down the version of us. We're not going to add more people. We're just going to like be more pure. No more rhinos. That's the first fucking wall right there, baby. That's where it's going to go. Right there. There are no more rhinos. Because, you know, rhinos are dangerous. They're charging little murder unicorns is what they are. But I don't think they were talking about those kind of rhinos. I think they were talking about the political rhinos. All right, well, that's it. I got to do one more of those back here. Then I got to do one here and one here. I do need to check on that door. Make sure I'm getting the right dimensions on my door. I hope they carved that on her forehead. You know, sunflowers, overalls are an underrated fashion statement. They really are. Overalls are awesome. Without question. I'm looking right now to get the dimensions on the door, make sure I have it properly framed in. B, 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 B. What does B stand for? Notes 1. See notes 2. Interior aluminum, interior aluminum. Rain harvest tank. It's the wrong file. Let's go with this one. It's on here somewhere, like specifies what the dimensions of the door is, and I believe I had it set at 32 inches. But I need to make sure so that I don't fuck it up. Okay, these are the wall types. That's cool. Light fixtures. That's cool. Not what I need to see though. All right. Door schedule. Here we are. Black laminated plastic, 3 foot by 7 foot by 1 3/4. So I need to be a 3 foot wall or 3 foot door. It says 7 feet for a bathroom door, 7 feet tall. I guess that makes sense. 3 foot, so that's 36 inches. So I need a 36-inch door, 36-inch gap for the door in my build out space here. I fully expect I'm going to have to rip the door out and replace it. You know, cut the space wider for my door. I fully expect it. All right. It's a 36-inch gap for the door. No problem. No problem. All right. Back to work, old man. Woo! You get to see me work. Working in the back. I said 32 at the beginning. Yeah, 32-inch door. It should be a 36-inch door. I did say 32 at the beginning, but it needs to be a 36-inch door. That is the spec. So, what is it? Like a extra. How to size the door opening. I think I need to have it needs to be 32 inches plus, like it needs to be framed around the outside. I need to have an extra space for the framing around the outside. Door opening. How to size a door opening. So let's switch over to picture in picture. There I am. Okay, so I'm looking it up. I should know this already. I left a gap Like in my specs, I left a gap, a 32-inch gap. But if I need to have that 36-inch, so you measure with door jamb to door jamb is a space where the door slab will go. Measure the jamb hump to hump. Add 2.5-inch frames. Okay, so 36 inches plus 2.5 on either side. So that's 36 plus 2 is 40, plus a half and a half is 41 inches. So I need a 41-inch gap for the door. Add 2.5. Frames generally measure 1.25 inch thick. Yeah. 3/4 inches to the unit width measurement. Final sum will be the opening width, but that's for wood. Let's look at this picture real quick. Oh, here's a rough opening for a 36 by 80-inch door. Pre-hung single door will use a rough opening of approximately 38.5 by 82.25 to fit. Always remember to square up your door before you nail the frame in place to assure it will close properly. So I need to have a 38.5-inch space on that wall, but I don't need to get to it just yet. I need to build another wall just like that. So first things first, put my gloves back on so I don't shred my hands, because I am an idiot and I will absolutely shred my hands. What time is it? 1:47. Okay, so I'm not going to get all 4 of these door walls done today. Hell, I'm not even going to get this second wall. That took me an hour and a half? Jesus Christ. All right. All right, that's fine. Is that how long I've been going? Jesus Christ, it has been an hour and a half. Architectural drafting course. Look at the door jamb first. See, I haven't bought the door yet. I haven't bought the door. I didn't have enough cash to buy the door. So I don't have the actual physical door. I know it's a 36-inch door opening. I know that's what I got. A 36-inch opening. That's what she said. I should do this at a damn table so I don't have to like lean over and squat and do all the stuff. I need this, I need this, and I need this, and this, and this. Look at me, I'm becoming a real boy. I'm gonna do it on this table right here. Heavy duty liquid nails. That's what's gonna hold that stuff to the floor when it's time to hold it to the floor. Move this over here. These guys up here. All right. Now again, if I had a table saw that would do this, it would be much easier. 7 foot 3 inches right here. I may come back here tonight and finish this job. I need to get this done. This is slightly more complex work than building a table, which only takes like an hour. 2 hours or so. You know, my pallet wood production tables didn't take but about an hour and change to make. And this is slightly more complicated than that. ever so slightly more complicated. But if I had a proper table saw, I could just go and be done. But I don't. Well, I have a proper table saw, but the blade on my table saw is not for metal. And rather than getting a table saw for 5 cuts, 6 cuts, 8 cuts, I have 10 snips and they'll work. 10 snips will do the job. Well, I bet if I did this, it would be easier for me to get to what I'm trying to get to, because I wouldn't have that notch in the way. Of what I'm trying to cut. But you're right, Sunflower, to an extent. Overalls was a very popular fashion choice, an underrated fashion choice for the 1990s, and absolutely something that should be done more often to this day. What the hell? That is something that I firmly believe my wife had a pair of overalls, and I liked those. Few things, I mean, chicks don't understand how sexy it is to have a pair of overalls and nothing else. Guys, if your girl don't do that, yeah, I mean, does she even know how to do lingerie? I mean, really? Really? All right, that'll do. Cleaned up enough. I could go at it with a file and clean it up a little bit more, but I'm not gonna. Bam. All right. And I'm not even being like ironic about that. I mean, I'm dead 100% serious. The woman in lingerie sexiness is fine. Don't get me wrong, that's fine. But the woman in overalls, woo boy. Victoria's Secret is that overalls are hardcore sexiness. That's the real Victoria's Secret. That is the real Victoria's Secret. Tell you what, if I'd have gotten a blade for my circular saw, this would have been a lot easier. Cleaner cuts, easier done. Would have been a lot easier. Would have been a lot better. Not gonna lie. Okay. Next up, measuring the edge here to get my cut. Now, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, what this is this cut that's going to let the other stud or the other track lay on top of this wall. So it's going to lay like that. But I do have to be somewhere at 3:30, which means I have to go home and clean up at 3, which means I only have like an hour. I also have to eat lunch, which means I only have like an hour left to do stuff. If that, it's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. So I'm about to turn into a pumpkin, is what I'm saying. So we're going to have to wrap this up. I'll get an early start tomorrow. I want to have this done by Wednesday so that I can have the actual plumbers come in and do the plumbing fixtures on Thursday, Friday, have that done by the weekend so that I can then, this one needs the tabs cut too. Okay. So that I can then get the toilets and have all that installed by the 20th. I mean, it's next week. Jesus. I mean, 2 weeks from now. I gotta bottle my whiskey. I gotta seal the walls, put up a curtain. I mean, we might not even have physical walls. We may just have, it might just be curtains all around it. Maybe. Do what we gotta do, right? So yeah, I'll probably be back tonight, working on this tonight. Our Wednesday night show. It's currently scheduled, or I'm currently planning to do a show Wednesday night. Oh, we froze, motherfucker. Well, I guess if it froze, now's a good time to maybe wrap it up. Maybe. We'll see. Let me see if I can unfreeze it. Did that work? See if I can switch the camera. Did that work? Nope, that didn't work. All right. Well, you know what? I think now's probably a good time to wrap it. because here's what's up. I got the one wall done. I got three more walls to do, and I can work on these 3 walls like tonight, later tonight when I get here, when we actually be a little bit cooler. And if I don't get here tonight, then I'll get in here early in the morning, get some work done. Maybe stream it along with y'all. Maybe not. We'll see. There we go. But at least I got the snips done. I got the baseboards set. There we go. Got that one. And, whoops, this one. There. We're all good to go. Except for this one little bitty bit. I am fully expecting just to cut a goddamn gash in my flesh. Worse than what I've already done. All right, you're good to go over here. Percussive maintenance. What was it, the 80s? Freeze frame. Yeah, freeze frame, I believe, was the 1980s. Let's see if I can get this camera working real quick. Nope, still frozen. Source. Camera. Deactivate. All right, we'll trash it. How's that? Then picture in picture. Yep, still there. Trash it. Then that one. And where is it? There it is. Trash it. Bye-bye. Bring it back. Video capture device. We'll make it the, nope, wrong camera. USB. There it is. Why is it out of focus? Ah, now this one's messed up. Why is this out of focus? There it is. You're back. Oh, there it is. It's back. Okay. It was out of focus because it was having trouble rendering. All right, so I got about 30 minutes before I gotta get out of here. No, it's like legit out of focus. Put that up there. Huh. All right, whatever. Whatevs. Live concert, add it. Nope, cancel. Sources, add in. Video capture. Maybe it's the actual lens. Maybe the lens is just blurry. There's something on the actual lens. Anyway, let's see here. That fixed it. That fixed it. Okay. So yeah, I've got my hat is dripping. So I want to get this done by Wednesday. So I'll be back in the morning. I'll be back tonight. I'll be back in the morning. I'll be back tomorrow night to get this done. I need to have that wall framed in. What on earth? Anyway, I need to have that wall framed in by Wednesday, I think. Uh, that's 80s, baby. That is the 80s. But I need to have this wall framed in by Wednesday so that I can have the plumbing done, the piping done for the plumbing. And then Jesus, I may run out of time before the event. I got to bottle up my whiskey. I got to do all kinds of shit. I may run out of time. We're going to be working some long hours the next 3-4 weeks or 2 weeks, boys and girls. Some long fucking hours. Woo! All right. All right. So meanwhile, I'm gonna clean up what I got here, and then I will catch you folks, you fine folks, you beautiful, gorgeous, fine people. I'll catch y'all later on. If not today, if not late tonight, then I will catch you um, tomorrow when we return to do more of this work. I guess I could turn it so y'all can see what the hell I'm talking about. So that's gonna be, this is my staging area for the walls back here. This behind me. You see the one wall I already have stacked up over there. The one wall I've already got stacked up. I'm going to stage up my next wall here. And then I've got the next 2 walls. And so by the end of hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, I'll have 4 walls. And then I can, thanks, Corey. I appreciate it, man. Uh, uh, by the end of the day tomorrow, I'll have 4 walls. And then by Wednesday, I'll have them set up, anchored, and plumb. The most challenging of the 4 walls is going to be that last one, the one with the door, because I've got to go home and I've got to make sure I've got the measurements to make sure that I have the door in there. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be wide enough to accept the door, and I can shim it up with wood or whatever. It just has to be wide enough to accept the box, because it's going to be a metal. I don't know. It's going to be a door. I guess it's going to be a pre-hung door. So I'll just have to slide it in there. It's a bathroom door. It's not going to be anything extensive and gorgeous. It's just going to be a bathroom door. So I just need to be able to have it in there, anchor it to the posts, make sure it's square, rectangular, and plumb, and then that's it. So there's a good chance I'll be back tonight around 10 o'clock. In the meantime, you guys stay awesome to each other. Be beautiful. You're lovely. You're gorgeous. I love you all. Mwah, 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 mwah. Be awesome. And yeah, cheers. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.